Chapter 3, Crittenden Middle School. Oh, Jose, can you see? During my first weeks at my first American school, surrounded by my first American friends, I imagined my name was somehow in the national anthem, flashing a big smile whenever the whole class would sing Star-Spangled Banner. Hey, whispered my classmate Sharman one morning when he caught me smiling while singing. We're not talking about you. Sharman sighed before saying, the anthem goes, oh, say can you see? You see? To say that I stood out at Crittenden Middle School is an understatement. I wasn't fluent in English, and I stood out for my thick Tagalog accent. Tagalog, my native tongue, was not what anyone would describe as a soft language, at least not the way I speak it. My Tagalog was all hard consonants and chopped syllables with a quick rat-a-tat-tat sound, like the sound of tropical rain pouring down on cement. Also, the Tagalog alphabet does not have H and th sounds, which meant I struggled pronouncing a very common word like the. So the, in English, sounds like duh in Tagalog. And whenever I said duh instead of the, I stood out. One morning when Mrs. Mitchell, the homeroom teacher, asked me to read a passage from a book out loud during class, my classmates giggled when I said auteur instead of author. I stood out because of everything I did not know. I didn't know what kind of food was appropriate to bring for lunch. I was a student who brought sticky rice and fried tilapia with a sauce, while my classmates munched on food I'd never heard of, like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. What's that nasty smell? My classmate Sharon asked. It's called patisse, I said. Fish sauce. I didn't know how to play sports like flag football. The one time I did agree to play, I rushed to the wrong side of the field with the football in my hands, while my classmates, led by Sharman, screamed, You're going the wrong way! You're going the wrong way! I didn't know what not to talk about. When asked to talk about my favorite pet, I spoke about my dog Rambo, the only pet I ever had. I told my classmates that Rambo was named after the Sylvester Stallone movie series, and I said that the last time I saw Rambo was hours before Mama's birthday dinner. Before Rambo was killed, adoboed, the popular Filipino version of stew, and served as pulutan, an appetizer. My classmates were mortified. A couple of them started to cry. I later explained that in the Philippines, dogs can serve as pets and pulutan. And no, I didn't take a bite of Rambo. I was too distraught. When I was growing up in Pasig, part of the capital city of Manila, whose poverty-ridden slums house 4 million people, dogs and cats were fed what was considered leftover food. Whatever was left from lunch or dinner, usually rice, bones from chicken, pork or fish, skins from mangoes, bananas, guavas. I'd never heard of pet food, never saw an aisle in a grocery store dedicated to food specifically for cats and dogs. One of my earliest memories in America was walking up and down the pet food aisle at Safeway, so transfixed and bewildered that I stopped one of the clerks. Why does the dog food and the cat food cost more money than the people food? I asked. The clerk answered with a long, hard glare. America was like a class subject I'd never taken, and there was too much to learn, too much to study, too much to make sense of. And I was excited to share everything with Mama. Long-distance phone calls were expensive. If I was lucky, I could talk to Mama once a week. Writing letters first in longhand and later using computers at school was cheaper. Writing letters to Mama was also a way to soothe us both, to ease the pain of our separation before we were reunited again. She was supposed to have followed me to America by now, but there was a delay in her paperwork. I had to wait some more. On the first typewritten letter I sent Mama, written in my 16th month of living in America, I wrote, What's up? How are you guys doing? I hope all you guys are doing fine as well as I'm doing here with Lola, and Uncle Roland. I just hate the weather here sometimes. It's too cold. I'm freezing. We even have to use the heater to keep us warm. I wanted to show Mama that I was adapting to the language, the what's up, you guys, how are you doing of it all. The first American student who ever spoke to me was Ryan Brown, his face covered with what I later learned were freckles. When he greeted me saying, what's up, I responded, the sky. I quickly realized that the English I spoke in the Philippines was not the same as American slang. The letter continued. It's really hard to be a 7th grader. It's like every week we have a new project due. I'm getting crazy because my schedule is so tight. I go to school Mondays to Fridays from 7:58 a.m. to 2:24 p.m. I go to tween time Mondays to Fridays from 2:30 to 4:30. On Fridays, I go to newsletter club until 4:30. I walk home, eat on Tuesdays, take out the garbage and take a 2-hour nap and do my homework. I have plenty of homework. As usual, I joined many clubs like tween time, drama, school newsletters. I think it's really so cool that I got to use computers a lot. In the Philippines, I didn't even have a chance to touch a computer. Here in our school, computers are everywhere. Every room there is a computer. We can't write anything without a computer. Over time, America had become more than a class subject. I was trying to ace. America was an entire experience, and I wanted to do all of it. It had been more than a year since Mama and I saw each other. I knew she was sad because I was sad, anxious. The only way to make her happy was to make sure I didn't seem sad and to get good grades. Besides, I realized that being good at school, making friends, talking to teachers, was a way of blending in. Being accepted at school felt like being accepted in America. Last quarter, I even got gold honor roll. I got a 4.00, the perfect grade. As a single mother, Mama leaned on her closest friends, especially my godmother, for help. My godmother's family was a part of our family. Over time, as I got busier at school, it became more difficult to keep in touch with everyone. I tried. I already wrote my daily life. How about you guys? Are you all doing fine? Every night, I always pray that may all of you be in good health. I really miss all you guys. There's nothing more important than all of you. How's Nenang, godmother? Is she doing fine? How about Ate Grace, my godmother's niece, who's like a sister to me? I heard that she's graduating next year from high school. Does she have a boyfriend now? I hope not. Tell her to please write me. How about Josie, my godmother's sister, Tita Nancy, my godmother's other sister, and Lola Elvie, my godmother's mother? Tell them that I miss all of them and tell them that I won't ever forget them. Gotta go. I love you all very, 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 very much. Mama recently mailed me this letter, which I sent her more than 23 years ago. As I read it now, I don't recognize that young boy. What happened to all that love and longing I felt for the family and friends I'd left? Separation not only divides families, separation buries emotion, buries it so far down you can't touch it. I don't think I would ever love Mama again in the childlike, carefree, innocent way I loved her while writing that letter. I don't know where that young boy went.